So today Nicola and I are going to take a short camping trip to Madison. I'm going to document it, my video. So I'm going to head out to work first with a full charge, well 90% charge, and then get back around noon, and then we're going to set off, and then we'll stop at one supercharger on the way, I think, and maybe one when we get there, and then we're going to test using a mattress in the trunk to see what it's like for camping in, with the air conditioning and all that stuff. So, see you later. Alright, so we're nearly ready to go. The weather has just turned perfect for camping. It's raining. And we've prepared a little bit in the car. So in the car we've got stuff in the trunk, and Nicola has put this awesome pipe insulation here. It's more like a swimming noodle than anything, because there's a fairly sharp edge here that we could bump stuff on. So it's a bit of a DIY job, and I think we're ready to go. Yeah. All right, so we've got the most important part of the trip, coffee. And so I put in the navigation our final destination, which we're going to be at the KOA in
near Madison.
Madison, Wisconsin, that's right. And this says that we would stop for a supercharger at Mauston or Mauston, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, with 12% left and charge for 15 minutes. And then we'll get there where we're going 22%. But it's kind of close to where we want to go, and we kind of want to eat before then. So there's a supercharger in La Crosse instead. So thinking that we'll go to the La Crosse supercharger. Oh, Nicola's going to do it. Thank you.
The assistant here.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I want to go to the red blob there.
The red blob?
Yeah. And then I think you can do navigate. Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, so we'll get there with nice 44%. Charge for a bit. Oh, and if you wanted to do a round trip and just come straight back here, you'd have 7% left. But we're not going to do that now. Alright, let's go. We've got coffee, we're good. Okay, so Nicola's videographer now, and she's awesome. So I thought this is interesting that you might want to see. So there's this graph here that shows you if you've got a trip planned. This is kind of the start of the trip, this is the end of the trip, and this is what your battery life is going to be along the way. And that blob is where we are now. I'm just going to slow down a bit so I can not hit that truck while I'm talking. So when it drops down like that, that means there's going to be some hills coming up. So it takes elevation into account, and that over there is we're going to be going downhill because we're getting towards La Crosse, and there's the bluffs, and it's going towards the river. So you'll get a bit of regen braking in there, and that's why it goes up a little bit. And then the 45% or whatever it is what we'll have when we get to the supercharger in La Crosse, and then we'll go plug in and get some lunch. And yeah, so that's it. So far we're doing okay. If I were to drive a lot faster than this, like with the lead foot, then the green line would drop below this grey one. And if I drive a lot slower, in fact, let me slow down now to like 65. Ooh, we're going downhill, cool. Then this will sort of recalculate in a bit, and it will say something. See, look, see. So now it says that we're doing better than the estimate because we're driving a bit slower. So if you're ever concerned that you're not going to make it somewhere, you just drive a bit slower and you'll be okay. This is where I mess it up.
Wait, I wasn't supposed to agree though, was it?
Concentration. No, don't, because then I'll hit something.
Like the pole.
There you go. Alright, so we weren't going to stop in Mauston, but then we saw that the supercharger here is at a Culver's, and we got these tasty things to help us on our journey, didn't we? So then we will continue. Okay, so we've arrived at the campsite, and it has power, but it's just for 110, but that's cool. And the plug's at a bit of a funny angle, but it should be okay. plug her in. Finished product. We've got the mattress, the pillows, sheet. iPad will probably go up there for movies. That's gonna be good, I think.
Reflection anyway, that'll be enough.
Alright, well, we're testing it out. It's got a very nice view out of the roof. We're parked just under a tree, I guess. Got ready for some movies up
In-flight
here.
entertainment.
In-flight entertainment. And shelf for stuff. Sweet. Air conditioning on. And a nice view. So we survived. The climate stayed on all night, which is really good. And there's a trick to actually getting that on, because you can either turn the climate on in the app, but I think that might automatically turn off after a while. So the trick I will show you in a second. So when the car's locked, the screen's off, you can control things like the climate through the app, but it's a bit different when there's a driver in it. So what you can do is trick it into thinking there's a driver in it. You can go rest your hand on the seat, lean on it, and the screen will wake up. And we did set it to night mode and turn the brightness down and a few things like that. So I'll put it back to auto, so it's day mode, and put the brightness back up. Okay. And so once you've done that and you've woken it up by pushing on the seat, then you can go into the climate controls. And we just did, not dog mode, because then you get the animated dog, we just did keep climate on, and it stays on all night. So as long as your charge stays above 20%. And since we were plugged in, even though it was just 110, so we gained about 5% charge. It's not a lot, but with the AC on and everything, that's not bad. And there's a supercharger near here as well, so we'll go there whenever we're ready. So that's pretty cool. Oh, and then we just have to clean up all the mess in the car, because there's quite a bit of that. Because yeah, there's quite a party in here. So here's the view you can wake up to in an air-conditioned tent with a glass roof. Pretty cool. You even get to see some of the wildlife.